Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my friends on Instagram and Facebook. So I will be going from here to here. Today we will be talking about belly fat. Welcome to my live. First things first, go ahead and tag your friends. Share this video to your page so they can benefit from everything that I share with you today. Welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Inaka Yembe. Over the past 12 years, I have struggled and struggled. Finally succeeded in losing over 120 pounds and keeping it off. My goal and my mission, my passion is to share everything that I know. Everything that has helped me, I share with all of you. That's really my goal now, online and in my private practice. So I practice full-time here in Louisiana in the emergency room, and then I have a part-time weight loss clinic. I also have an online boot camp. So if you have not joined my boot camp, you are missing out. You're missing out. It's just $1 per day. Next one starts on February the 27th. I have nutrition, education, meal plans, meal guides, whatever you want to call it, workouts with me, and mostly the things that you know to lose weight and to keep it off. So today talking about the belly fat. I have my show notes here, call these show notes, so I don't miss out on anything. Hi, thank you. Hello from Los Angeles. Wow. Thank you. Again, thank you, Instagram followers. 92,000 people. I am beyond grateful for you just joining me and cheering me on. Anyway, let's get to the topic for today. Belly fat. You know, some fat is normal. Everybody needs some fat. It helps insulate you. It helps protect your body, protect your organs. Even some belly fat is acceptable. You know, everybody needs that. You also need the belly fat around on the inside of the organs to protect you. But of course, the problem is when we have too much. Too much belly fat actually puts you at risk of major medical complications like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, strokes, and things like that. Anytime that we talk about belly fat, people just feel, you know, when you look at your belly, it's one type of belly fat. Today, we're going to spend some time learning exactly what belly fat is, how we got there, and what you can do to get rid of it, banish that belly fat. We don't want it here all the time. So if you're like me, I spent the beginning of my weight loss journey in the gym, and I started with Zumba. Of course, that worked a little bit, stopped working, and then I started running. I was this obese marathoner. Okay, I've got several marathons behind my belt. Thank you. Okay, but I was running 20 miles, 26 miles. Now, I'm not saying I won a marathon. I never did that. I was, look at the last 10. That's me. I made it through 26 miles, but I made it. But I did so much cardio to lose the weight. I still kept most of my weight, even though I had lost some of it. It wasn't going anywhere, and the belly was still here. I thought I was eating right. I thought I was working out a lot. That belly fat was still there. So if you're struggling, if you're eating right, if you think you're doing all the right things, if you think that you're doing so many crunches and that belly is still there, you want to stay tuned and take this video and share with your friends. All right. This is the worst kind. If you're doing cleanses, if you're taking laxatives, if you're drinking juices, potions, and tablets, pills, all like been there, done that, it does not work, will not work long term. I mean, you may lose some some things, but the belly fat will still remain. So I'm here just to share with you the information that I have and some practical tips that you can apply to yourself right now in order to help you lose the belly fat. So first of all, what is belly fat? There are two main types. And thank you for sharing. And this belly fat is here for several different reasons. But the two main reasons why you have belly fat, number one is the kind of lifestyle that you live, and number two is the hormonal changes. But first of all, What kinds of belly fat do we have? The first one is subcutaneous fat. It's right underneath your skin. You can actually pinch that fat roll and hold it in between your fingers. That's subcutaneous fat. Everyone has some, but then again, too much of a good thing. If you get too much of it can mean that you have overall too much body fat and you are at risk anyway. But the truth is that subcutaneous fat that you can pinch is not dangerous, has not been shown scientifically to produce or cause or put you at risk of major medical complications. The one that we worry about is the second type of, what is that? You like my background? Look, I pinned that thing up myself. I did it myself today. Anyway, the second type of belly fat, which is more dangerous, is the one that you cannot pinch. It's the one on the inside. It's called visceral fat. It lies around your liver, around your pancreas. It lies on the inside around your bowel, around your kidneys. That kind of fat is called visceral fat. Most of you don't know this, but visceral fat is metabolically active. What that means is that it has so many much more vascularized. It has so many more blood vessels, and so it carries inflammation of all the things that you eat through on the inside of your body, puts you at risk of problems. Okay, the subcutaneous fat is not that metabolically active. What does that mean to you? The visceral fat, you can get rid of it. Where the blood flows, the more that you do, you will help yourself. So listen here. If you have abdominal fat that you're trying to get rid of and you're struggling, this is where I can tell you that you just need to tweak a few things and then it will work. But that visceral fat is dangerous. How do you know that you have too much abdominal fat? Take a tape measure. I don't have mine right here. Take a tape measure, measure your waist. For men, your abdominal circumference should be less than 40 centimeters, 40. For women, your waistline should be less than 35. Did I say centimeters? I meant inches, inches. Men less than 40 and women less than 35. All right, here's the truth. Men are more likely to accumulate visceral fat, meaning the fat on the inside. So when a man's belly or your husband's belly is getting bigger, think about the things that you're feeding him, and we'll talk about that right now. It's more dangerous for men because men tend to grow or accumulate more fat in the abdominal area. Women, if you're like me, postmenopausal, I will be 54 in 2 weeks. Okay, yes, gifts, presents, anything, roses, whatever, chocolate, yeah, send to me. Birthday in 54. So that means that I will be 54 in 2 weeks. That means that I am already postmenopausal. Age kicks in. Those of us who are older, we do tend to gain a lot more fat. Your distribution of fat storage changes. It moves from when you were a little girl, from your thighs and things like that. And now the fat is going to accumulate in your midsection. So more women who are older in menopause and men tend to accumulate visceral fat. When you're younger, maybe you were accumulating subcutaneous fat. Right now, we are at higher risk of heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and strokes because we are older now. And for women, that number starts around the age of 35. For men, is anytime you gain weight. You want to be careful. You will accumulate more visceral fat. So again, the fat, belly fat is here because of hormones and because of lifestyle. You want to think about it, your lifestyle, your habits, and things like that. So let's talk about the hormones that are involved first. Let's see. Oh, men, yeah. Yes, men, listen in. For men, the biggest hormone that you want to worry about as a male is testosterone. Some women think they don't need to worry about testosterone. Yes, we're not men, but all women have a little bit of testosterone. For men, when you gain weight, the studies show that when you gain weight, you can lose as much as 30% of your testosterone for men. What that means for you men is that, of course, libido crashes, and then you've got, you cannot be, sexually, you're not performing as much as you used to, start growing the man boobs and things like that. Much more dangerous, you are now building more belly fat, especially if you are obese as a male. For everyone, the following hormones are important. Numero uno is that thyroid hormone. Yes, women tend to have more thyroid deficiency. That's true. But if you feel sluggish and you feel tired all the time, your voice gets raspy, you feel cold and things like that, go to your doctor, get a physical. Now that thyroid hormone can only be corrected by your doctor. You wouldn't know if you didn't check it. That's why I say, even if you join my boot camp, number one, go ahead and get checked. Thyroid hormone. But the thyroid hormone is a metabolic hormone. It's the engine that cranks up a metabolism. So you could be struggling here to lose weight, but if your thyroid hormone is underactive, it's not acting like it should, you're just kind of like working against that waterfall that's pushing you down. You're trying to work up, nothing is happening. So just get that physical just to know whether or not your thyroid hormone is okay or not. Third hormone, cortisol. This is the stress hormone. When I say stress, people automatically think mental stress. Okay, of course, mental stress is here. This is my thing. If I can deal with it now, I will. If I cannot, I give it to God and just pray. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have stress, and I'm not saying that God world will hand you a bad card and a bad card. No, the world hands an equally bad card to everyone. It just depends on how you react to what life handles to you. Manage your stress. But anyway, stress also comes based on the things that you do. One of the things that those of us who are in the fitness world or try to stay healthy, one of the things that we can do to make our bodies stressed out, not mental but body, is too much exercise. I did that when I just started my journey. I was in the gym doing Zumba. I was on the road jogging 4 hours trying to get those 25 miles in. I was working out all the time and going nowhere. The body was overstressed. And when you exercise too much, your body is going to put out some cortisol. It says, whoa, that is some war. Cortisol is your fight or flight hormone. You need some cortisol to help protect your body from the world. But too much cortisol is what the problem is. Cortisol is responsible for accumulating its belly fat storage hormone. So too much exercise, you could be there running just like I was, but that little pouch was still there, not going anywhere. Too much stress. Next thing that can stress you out is the way you diet. Just this strict diet. It's not worth it. You're going to lose some pounds, 20 pounds, because you starve yourself like I did. Cabbage diet, military diet, 1 piece of toast and black coffee. Oh, stop it. I was crying. What's this food? I was not losing the weight. I lose some. And then again, even more because I couldn't sustain it. But more dangerously, it put my body through a certain amount of stress that made the cortisol go up. And here I was starving and storing belly fat. Cortisol is that second hormone. The third one is leptin. Leptin is that hormone that tells my brain I am full. Tells your brain you are full. It's stored in the fat cells. So you get enough fat. Now it tells your brain and says, hey, this person has enough fat. But why is it that people who are overweight just keep eating? Why? Because studies now show that when you're overweight, your body is resistant to your own leptin. So that signal to tell your body that you're full is not happening. So you're just eating a lot more. Those things kind of tend to happen when you're overweight. Next hormone, hold on, let me get the paper. We already talked about this. Estrogen. Now, estrogen we cannot avoid, okay? I'm almost 54, so can't help it. This is Mother Nature. Mother Nature will be here. It's going to tell your body your estrogen levels need to drop, and they will drop. And when that happens, several things start happening that are beyond your control. Number one, decrease in muscle mass. Number two, you're going to have a change in your fat storage distribution. It's coming away from the subcutaneous level, from your legs, and it's accumulating in your belly. Estrogen will do that. You can't help it. That's why you need to follow me on Instagram and follow the tips that I give you, especially for those of us women who are in perimenopause from the age of 35 and above. Studies show that your estrogen levels will start dropping. What do? Stay till the end. I'll tell you. Now, the other one here, last but not least, is the big bad hormone called insulin. This is such an ugly little hormone. But anyway, insulin is that hormone that comes up, especially when you eat junk food. That is why a calorie is not equal to calorie. Okay? I walk through the grocery store and I see 100-calorie packs of chocolate chip cookies. I'm thinking, stop it, manufacturers. You're fooling us. Quit fooling us with these 100-calorie packs of chocolate chip cookies. What does it mean? It's not going to help me. It's not the same as 100 calories of protein. Stop buying those things. You're fooling yourself, guys. You're fooling yourself. Why insulin is here? Insulin is a fat storage hormone. It doesn't matter if it's 100 calories. Fact is, even if it is 50 calories or 10 calories, if it is sugar and refined sugar, it's going to bring up your insulin levels and it's going to change that environment on the inside into a fat storage environment. And then if you're in menopause like me, you're storing it in your belly. Quit fooling yourself and buying those little 100 calorie packs of crackers, of cookies, 100 calories of cakes. Don't do it. They fool you. They fool us. They take our money and they feed us junk. Don't do that. I should go to the manufacturers and talk to them. Quit fooling us. I used to do that. When I started off, I'll say, you know what? I just love cookies. I do. I will go over there and I'll buy 750 pack. I'll count it out. 750 calories of cookies, and I'll get the chocolates that are 500 calories. I'm thinking 1,200 calories. Okay, I'm just going to eat this and lose weight. I'm thinking, why is my body growing? Okay, now that we've learned that there are two types of belly fat, subcutaneous, the one that you can pinch, and visceral, the one that you cannot pinch, that's on the inside, that's dangerous. And we've talked about the hormones, testosterone, estrogen, insulin, cortisol, and what else? Leptin, ghrelin is another one, thyroid hormone. We've talked about all these hormones. What can we do? What can we do about it? There's so much you can do. Remember that visceral fat is metabolically active. That is why that's good news to us. It has more blood vessels and you have a good chance of getting rid of it. So long as you change your habit. So number one habit we need to change is stress. We just talked about it. Mental stress, of course, is here. Life is here. We've been battling a pandemic. There's so much happening. So you want to put in some things that will help you manage stress. Because if a gun goes off, pow, pow, you run. That's a good response. But you keep getting all this stimuli. Too much. You've got cortisol that's here, pretty much just staying here. Your body has cortisol receptors all over. This is why blood pressure creeps up. You tend to retain fluid. Your fingers and your hands, they start to get tight. You get swelling in your legs, all these kind of things because cortisol is up. Manage your stress with simple things like deep breathing. Something really, really worries you. What I tend to do, I got 2 children. I've got children who, young adults. Oh my gosh, the girls have something. You got girls, have you dealing with some stress? You're college age girls. So think about meditation that helps. One of the things that I do routinely is my morning time hour of power. The people who are successful in life, they will tell you that hour of power in the morning where you can wake up early, spend some time with yourself. Even though it's called the hour of power, doesn't mean you have to spend a whole hour. But this is the time that you take for yourself. Sit and think about your goals. You sit and meditate and pray. If you're a Christian like myself, pray and just get yourself together. It helps you get stronger and you strengthen yourself. Like Oprah says, we get centered. It helps you get stronger and ready to face the day. So meditation helps. Prayer helps. Just mindfulness helps. Managing your stress helps you lower that cortisol level, bring it down, and then you have a less likelihood of storing belly fat. Now, if the stress is just overwhelming, that could be a medical condition though. This is where you take and you go to a counselor, okay? Counselors are very helpful. They can teach you multiple strategies that will help you manage your stress. I personally believe everyone should meet with the counselor once or more times in their lives. I've done it. It helped me, and I still remember what the counselor told me. I'm telling you, it says the biggest thing that I remember is that this is not my problem. Why? Because I used to sit and think, oh my goodness, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And it just goes through my mind on and on and on, just too much. It's not my problem. I've got to learn to let go and control the things that I have control over. That's why I don't even watch the news. I don't spend too much time watching the news because, of course, I'm not saying the world is not my problem, but I'm saying when I watch all these disasters, I'm thinking, wowie, wow, there's just so much happening. It's worrying me. I have a weight loss clinic, and to my patients who really have that stress, I tell them, listen, go ahead and watch TV, watch the news for 30 minutes, shut it off, and you're done. Go ahead and do other things. Why is that? Because stress also make you eat mindlessly. You start to munch things, got this mindless eating going on. Now you're stressed. Not only you have cortisol, you are consuming more calories, and you are not thinking about the calories that you're putting in your mouth. When we're stressed, we tend to reach out for the wrong thing because we're not thinking. Manage your stress any way that you can. And right behind that is the next one called sleep. In my previous life, I used to pride myself. I said, I can live with 3 hours of sleep. No wonder I was so overweight. I used to spend time not sleeping. But the truth is, you don't sleep enough. Those hormones that are responsible for your hunger and your satiety, they are off balance. And anytime that your body is off balance when it comes to hormones and things like that, then it tries to protect itself. It tries to do things to compensate. And sometimes the things that it does to help compensate are the things that will make you gain weight. So people who don't sleep enough tend to be more tired. And when you're tired, the body says, whoa, there's something wrong here. It needs energy. And then you reach out. So people who don't sleep enough tend to have a little bit more cravings and tend to crave the wrong things. So sleep is important. Now, how did I start sleeping? I found a few reasons why I wasn't sleeping. Number one, I was bringing my work into my bed. I lay there on my computer and I'll browse. I say, okay, you know what? I can use the nighttime to finish off this little work that's not finished. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Nighttime is for sleeping so you can be healthy. And then the next thing I used to do was also bring my phone when I'm done with the work, then get the phone and look at it and see what else, who texts? No. That blue light on that flickering light is going to keep your brain awake and you're not having a restful sleep. What we recommend is that, number one, I don't bring my work to the bedroom. I hustle at work. Like when I'm working, I work, like real work, like, let's get it done quick, so we can be out of here, leave it here, go home. Bye. I'm not coming back and I'm not looking at it at home because at work, I do all my, now, again, if you're an entrepreneur like me and things like that, I also make it a big habit of just shutting it off real early. I know it sounds ridiculous, okay, but by 8:30 in the evening, I like to be in my bed because I know by the time everything powers down, it could be at least another 30 minutes. But your body works very well on routine. Make those habits of going to bed around the same time and your body will know, okay, this is bedtime. And then it tends to fall asleep routinely. As often as possible. I'm not saying nothing can ever be 100% accurate, but as often as possible. Next thing, coffee drinkers. Now I can pride myself. I can drink coffee and go straight to sleep. It doesn't work like that all the time. Sometimes I do drink the coffee and I'm still awake. So I stop drinking coffee after 4 p.m. Why? Because there is a chance that it may still keep me awake. Okay, so I stopped doing that. Now, what else? Okay, menopause. Back to menopause. Menopause alert. You sleep at night, you get hot flashes. Now, I'm generally cold-natured. By nature, I'm cold-natured. So I tended to go to the bed bundled up. I'm so cold. But hey, I do that, and after an hour, I get a big old hot flash, and I'm like, woo! Everything is off on the floor, and next thing I know, I'm awake Okay, because the hot flash, if you're female, and again, don't you judge me if you're not a menopause. If you are a menopause, you can relate. I'm sleeping and something, the hot flashes wake me up. What we recommend, if you want to have a restful sleep, cool down your room. Don't be bothered. Don't be trying to wear no sweaters like I did. Wear sweater, wear cap, wear socks. That's only going to heat up your body and you're going to wake up too many times at night. Cool down the body, turn off the lights, put away the electronics because those things will keep you awake. All right, number 3. So we've talked about stress and we've talked about sleep. The next one is dieting. Dieting. I was the diet queen. You talk about it. I have probably tried it. Anything, everything. The biggest one that I ever tried for a long time was the cabbage soup diet because I felt, this soup I can eat as much, but it was just horrible. And then the next one that I did was just one that I created for myself. I was eating just salads and boiled chicken breast. Oh my gosh, that was a rough spell. This is the reason why I do not eat salads today, because the first year and a half of my dieting life, of my weight loss, 1 year and a half, I spent eating just salads and chicken breast. I was so stressed out. I'm thinking, I see people eating, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have just a little bit of that, but I can't because I had made up my mind. I'm going to eat just salads and chicken breast. Too stressful. That kind of stress is going to put your body on the inside into stress. And again, that hormone cortisol. So see, I was losing the weight. Of course I did. But then that belly was here. It was just here. I was running and eating salads and chicken breast. That belly was here. The body was losing weight, but the belly was still here. Don't do that. Diets only put you at risk of binge eating, make you have nutritional deficiencies. Here I am at work working as an emergency room doctor. First thing I know, I was in the bed on the table with another doctor looking at me because I had passed out. I was like, whoa! What's happening? Those things are dangerous. When I tell you I've been there, done that, I've done a lot of things that are damaging. What I do now is just eat all food groups. Yes, even though I don't like the vegetables, I would always transform them into something that's delicious in my mouth. Why? Because I love to eat good food. And the way I can eat the vegetables long term is just to transform them. So what you want to do is to eat, let's see. Stop the dieting. It puts you at risk of binge eating. Is not sustainable and it's dangerous. Other diet that actually put me in the emergency room bed as an emergency room physician working was just the aloe vera diet. I was drinking aloe vera and eating almost nothing, of course. So very, very dangerous. What you do want to eat is foods that are rich in fiber, so your vegetables, foods that have soluble fiber, things that are like legumes, those are great. Legumes, and I have flax seeds, the ones that I love. Flax seeds, shirataki noodles, avocado, and legumes. So my biggest legume, I'll eat some things like cauliflower, broccoli, and green beans, some things like that. But again, soluble fiber is great because it moves so slowly through your bowel. It accumulates water as it's moving through. It keeps you full longer. And then those things actually tend to pull cholesterol and get rid of that bad cholesterol and keep you a lot healthier and reduce belly fat. Okay, so you want to be eating some soluble fiber with your meals. All right. Next thing that you need to do is stop the added sugars. Now, I see this all the time, and it happens to me. You are on a healthy diet. Yes, pinto beans is good. Pinto beans is great, but I've noticed that some of the canned beans, and I have some here in my house, I was so surprised. I was like, no wonder it's so delicious. I got the beans one day while I had it here in the house. I looked at it and it said added sugar. So I was thinking, wow, no wonder it was so good. So it's still there. I'm not going to eat it. I did eat just black beans. So just be careful about the things that you eat. Look at them real carefully when you purchase them. Anyway, back to added sugars. Now, I'm not talking about natural sugars. We don't realize that things like vegetables and fruit have natural sugars. Those are great. Now, the added sugars are dangerous. Now, the Food and Drug Administration says that women should consume no more than 24 grams of added sugars per day. 24 grams. So if you pick up a small thing of I'm not going to name any names here, but some of these yogurts have 30 grams of added sugars, 30 grams. That is your sugar requirement for the whole day. So, okay, so stop it. Other thing that I used to eat was crackers. I was thinking these little things, surely they're not too starchy. Eat the whole line. Too much sugar. Now, the FDA says women should not consume more than 24 grams of added sugar, men not more than 32. I think it's 32. I think so. But anyway, the added sugars is dangerous. Why? Because they cause that hormone called insulin to come up, to break them down, to transform them into glucose. Insulin also consuming too many added sugars. Insulin stays in your body, it becomes defective, it's no longer good at its job, and now next thing you know, your blood sugar is going up, you become pre-diabetic, and then now you're truly diabetic. You've got the high blood sugar circulating, which you don't feel. That's why diabetes is a silent killer. Damages your eyes, your brains, your heart, kidneys, lots of things, your nerves, and all those things, and next thing you know, you are in the hospital with a heart attack. Why? She was just here healthy, and she went to her doctor yesterday. Hey, we don't have a stroke meter. It is your lifestyle. You want to get rid of junk foods. Junk foods are the wrong things to eat because they're very inflammatory. Remember, sugar's up, and then they cause this insulin level that's high, causes so many problems. You are storing belly fat. It is causing inflammation everywhere. I mean, you're just a ticking time bomb. Sudden death is not actually sudden. I'm going to make a video on sudden death. Sudden death for most people is not sudden because, I mean, it's happening over several years. Adjust your lifestyle. Studies show that people who just get rid of junk food can see a huge change in their weight in just 1 week. And I run a weight loss clinic. I have proven it to myself. I see some people who come in who are 400, 500 pounds. Some of these people just need direction. They just need some help. And I tell them, listen, don't change anything except just stop the junk and eat regular food. They come back the next week and they are 10, 11 pounds smaller or lighter. Yes, they lost some water. Why? Remember, all that stressful food you were eating was holding on to water. Now that the stress and the junk has gone away, the water went away, of course, so you lost some water weight, but some of it is going to be fat. You do want to get rid of the added sugars in order to see some decline in your belly fat. All right. This other one here is about the same as the last one. Stop the snacking. Stop the snacking and the nightcaps. A lot of people who are healthy, okay, go to bed with a little glass of wine. I'm not saying that wine is bad, but just keep in mind that it's just empty calories. And now it's going through your food, it's going through your body, going through your liver, and it's going to compete with all the other things. It's going to cause a little bit of liver damage. It's going to cause your insulin levels to go up while you're sleeping, and it's going to get you to store a little bit more belly fat. So what you're complaining about, you either keep your belly fat or you keep your habits. One or the other. Two cannot be kept. So, okay, stop the nightcaps and the snacks. Listen, the Food and Drug Administration says any food consumption at one sitting that's over 240 calories is not a snack. It is considered a meal. So some of us think we are snacking. Meanwhile, we're just consuming a meal. So that happened to me. One time I was telling myself, I don't even eat, but I'm just not losing weight. Why is that? Why? I was not sitting down to eat a meal, but I was sitting down to eat some other things. I was even eating protein bars. And some of these protein bars are 300 calories. And I'm telling myself, it's just a snack. It's not a snack. It's a meal. It's a meal if it's over 240 calories. So if you're eating your food and you're eating like 3 or 4 snacks, you really want to be careful about what you're eating. There's a difference between eating maybe a small cup of non-fat yogurt, which is maybe 100 calories, could be fine. And then it's also different from eating, say, a protein bar like I was, that was 280 calories or 300 calories. That protein bar is actually a meal and not a snack. So you want to just evaluate what your snacks are. Let's see here. Wine is not empty. And no, I actually meant wine is empty calories. If I said empty fat, that was an error. No, wine is empty calories. It's made from grapes, so just sugar. They even have the light wine, and I'm thinking, listen, I take what I do is I take one meal on a Friday, and then Friday evening, usually if I'm not traveling, and I say, this is the time I will eat what I want with no guilt, so do it that way. But overall, I eat healthy. I'm not asking anyone to eat healthy 100% of the time. If you're looking for 100% of accuracy in anything, then we put ourselves up for failure. I'm saying 80%, 75% is good enough. Very good enough. Yeah. So, okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to say is exercise. All exercises are not equal. I used to be a cardio junkie. I just said so in the beginning. I used to be a cardio junkie, but I still had quite a bit of belly fat. It wasn't going anywhere. I was just doing cardio, because I love to dance, as you can tell. I love to dance. I was doing the Zumba. I was out on the street jogging. I love to jog, of course. Cardio, cardio, cardio. Now, you burn calories when you're doing cardio. Cardio is great for your circulation, of course. Cardio is great, but you burn calories during cardio. Once you stop it, that's it. Your body stops using any energy. So I recommend, or actually most fitness people recommend, that you do some cardio and some resistance work, especially if you want to burn belly fat, especially if you're postmenopausal like myself, especially if you're losing weight and you stop losing weight, then increase your strength training and your resistance exercises. Resistance exercises are things like push-ups. These are the ones you can do with no equipment. Push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges, things like that. You can also do some resistance work with just dumbbells. You don't actually have to have dumbbells. You can use anything at home as weights. You can use dishwashing liquid, gallons of it. You can use gallons of water. You can use canned foods. You got a baby in the house. You can pick up the baby. Baby could be the good 30, 40 pounds. Hold it, do some squats with the baby. Do some of this resistance exercise because they will work your muscles, and then you build some muscle. Your muscle metabolism will burn more fat even when you stop working. That, in addition to high intensity interval training, where you recruit all your strength, put your energy into one quick movement, and then slow down. Let's say you're jogging or you're doing cardio. You're better off taking 20 minutes and doing spurts of 1 minute sprints, and then just stop after 20 minutes. So let's say you have 20 minutes, you sprint for even 20 seconds, and then you jog for about 2 minutes, sprint for another 20 seconds, jog for another 2 minutes. After 15, 20 minutes, you're done. You're better off doing that than jogging like I did for a whole hour. Steady pace cardio really doesn't help too much with burning fat, especially when you get rid of belly fat. The way to get rid of belly fat, what I'm trying to say, is to get rid of overall body fat. Why? Because we cannot spot reduce anything. Sit here doing crunches. No, the crunches can even make your belly look bigger. Why? Because then the muscle underneath the fat is nice and developed. Then you cover it again with fat, and then you got the visceral fat. Next thing you know, you're thinking, wow, I'm crunching and my belly is still here. Why is it still here? Think about all these things. You cannot reduce fat from a specific area of your body. You can actually burn overall body fat. Once your body fat reduces, yes, then those muscles, ab muscles, are more visible. Okay. Last thing, let's talk about natural aging. Okay. This is a mistake most adults make. I made this mistake also a lot. Remember, I said in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I will be 54. So I need to, no matter how I slice and dice it, I need to eat less than I did when I was 30 years old or 25 years old. I must eat a lot less. You've got to get these portion sizes down. Whatever you're eating, if you think it's the same portion like it was 20 years ago, please reduce it, because you're not going to burn as much energy as you did when you were younger. You watch these little kids. I watch my little nephews. I'm thinking, I just start sweating just watching these babies. They're up the couch, down the couch, up in the bed, down. They're reconstructing the whole house in an hour. And I'm sitting down on the couch, just sipping my coffee, watching them. They burn so much energy. They're going to be that way until they're about 20s. And 30s, definitely get to 35, 40. You need to eat a little less and less and less. One of the best ways to cut down your portion sizes, though, is to eat from smaller plates. Eat automatically from smaller plates. That's always going to help you reduce your portions. There's only so much you can fit on the plate. And I always tell people, you got a plate, you want to take this plate and divide into 3. Half of this plate needs to be your vegetables. 1/4 needs to be for your healthy protein. The other 1/4 needs to be for your healthy carbs. And then you can have a little bit of fat on the side. That's how you build a healthy plate. I think that's it. Let's see here. My notes are everywhere. Let's see. In order to help you lose that belly fat, we talked about managing your stress, adequate sleep, stop dieting. It only puts you at more stress, not sustainable. Cut down the added sugars, stop snacking, revisit your exercise. Don't exercise too much. You want to do some high intensity interval training and some resistance work in addition to a little bit of cardio. That will help you. I always say 2-2-2 works well for me. I do 2 days. For me personally, not 2 2 days. Come to boot camp. That's what we do. You're going to have at least 2 exercises of resistance work, 2 exercises of high intensity, and you're going to have 2 exercises of cardio. Just think 2. That will help you. You know, adults now, if they're generally anybody above the age of 17, you want to put in at least 300 minutes of working out, of exercise per day, in addition to your non-exercise thermogenesis. So stay active, get up and walk around, keep moving. It would only help you. I think we have come to the end of the presentation. Let's see. Thank you. Thanks for all the love. I'm trying to see if anyone has any question. I don't see any questions. Maybe you've already asked your question. Let's see. Somebody says, is keto good? That's a good question. I love it. Keto. I've done the keto. Okay, let me tell you my keto life, and I'm going to tell you there's never any one size fits all. What I'll tell you is the facts of things that worked for me. So keto, the ketogenic diet, how I started it, I read up on it, and it said I needed to cut down my carbs to less than 20. And then I saw all these delicious things I could eat, butter, cheese, and all, which I love. I love the meat. I love it all. So I was doing that keto diet, and my body was quickly losing. And one day I was like, man, I just can't do it anymore. Let me ask yourself, okay? I have this big thing about feeding your future healthy self. I'm 54 now. I hope to get to 80 by the grace of God. So let's say if I get to 80, will I still be wanting to eat keto? Is it sustainable for you for the rest of your life? And while you're doing keto, I'm not saying that it's a problem for anyone who's doing it. I mean, everyone is different. I stopped doing the keto because after a while, I just couldn't keep doing it. And when I stopped the keto, the weight came up back so fast. And then now I had to deal with it again with the same weight that I had lost with the keto. So you want to evaluate, number 1, everything change that you make when it comes to your nutrition should be sustainable lifelong. I cannot do the vegetarian anything. I cannot do the raw plants, even though it's a very healthy lifestyle. Just because I've got to have some meat. I've got to love to eat meat. Do the things that work for you, that are sustainable for you lifelong. All right, let's see. How to exercise for those who have Hashimoto. So again, if you have hypothyroidism, you should talk to your doctor. But if you have hypothyroidism and you're just really tired, so tired, very tired, you want to start slow and then build it up. Start slow and build up. Start where you are and build up. Because when you jump into too many things all at once, puts your body in stress, and then you just give up, and then you're done. So if you have Hashimoto's, you may have low energy levels, you may be tired. Start slow and build it up. Let's see. Any more questions? Again, if you haven't joined bootcamp, you're missing out. Bootcamp is based on my 4 pillars of success. First, mindset. Without the correct mindset, we're not going anywhere. Mindset is number 1. The next is nutrition, which is the next biggest key for weight loss, sustainable weight loss. That's the second pillar of bootcamp. The next one is your workouts. And then the last one is group power. I mean, you need some accountability. You need to be with a group of like-minded people who can help power you when the going is tough. Lastly, on bootcamp, since I love to cook and I love to eat once a week we go on Zoom and everybody talks while I cook, and you can see what I cook, how I cook it, and how I prepare it so that it's healthy. So all the things that I am eating, I show that up on bootcamp. Let's see. How about apple cider vinegar? I mean, there's so many mixed stories about apple cider vinegar, and I have apple cider vinegar. Number one, it's not going to make you lose weight. It is a healthy thing to consume in the right way. Let's see. I said 300 minutes per week. So apple cider vinegar is not going to make you lose weight. No, it's not. But I've read that it is healthy for gut health. It is healthy as one of those things to consume in the morning, first thing in the morning. It is healthy if you add it to your salad. You want to be careful though. Too much of anything could be dangerous. So it could damage the enamel in your teeth. It can cause you to have stomach or a gastric upset, so you want to be careful. Apple cider vinegar on its own though is not going to make you lose weight and keep it off. No. Any more questions? Let's see. Any more questions? Sound is off. I don't know why my sound is off. I am so sorry. Let's see. Hopefully it can save on my page and then you can go back and re-watch the video. Some people cannot hear me. Let's see. Bootcamp. My bootcamp is 4 pillars of weight loss success. 4 pillars of weight loss success. Thank you for all the compliments. Bootcamp is the number 1 pillar of success is the mindset. The way you think about your relationship with food, your relationship with workouts, your relationship with yourself. You see, when I started my weight loss journey, I used to go out there and join programs and think these programs will help somehow fix me. No, I had to change certain things in my mindset in order to see a change in my body. The first pillar of success is the mindset, and I talk a lot about mindset in bootcamp. The second one is nutrition. Your weight is going to be 70 to 80% dependent on what you consume, what you eat, and what you drink. The third pillar of bootcamp success is the workouts. I am on here on bootcamp live in a private Facebook group doing the workout. I think it's averaging about 7 or 8 live workouts per week. So you can work out with me. I don't do anything that anyone cannot do. All the exercises are doable by everyone. And then the last one, the fourth pillar of success, is accountability. I know this because I used to go out there. When I started my journey, I just used to start. And when I stopped, no harm done. I was not accountable to anyone. No one knew what I was doing. So when I fell off the wagon, I just fell off my wagon and sat right here. No, in bootcamp, we are all accountable to everyone, and you are required to check into me once a week. You send me a DM of your weight and your stats. I keep up with you in bootcamp. So, okay, go to the link in my bio and I'll put the link up again. Hit that link and subscribe to my private Facebook group. Bootcamp is 21 days for each one. 21 days, $21 for 21 days. Next one starts on February the 27th. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. It will get full quickly. All right, everyone. Thank you for your support. I will save this video and share it to my page. So thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic day. Bye. Let's see if I can close this successfully. Hold on. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see.